Hello everyone, it is time, once again, for more Steins Gate. Wait, that's the wrong thing. Wait, that's the wrong thing. Wait, that's the wrong thing. There we go. I kept clicking the wrong thing on OBS. Gamer. And let me make sure you guys can see it on Discord. Don't want to repeat the one time where I forgot.
I told you, we'll just make it up.
Just make it up. Can't see anything. Just make up what they're saying. Alright, so we're continuing from where we left off. Right here.
And you're saying nothing happened last night? Even though you two slept in the same room? Well, that sucks.
Just give me 1 second. I gotta do the SG collab. The title, there we go. That's what I've been trying to tell you. And I expect better of you, Daru. Why does everyone, including Shining Figure and Lukaku, have such dirty minds? This world can't operate if everyone's thinking from the waist down. Truly a deplorable state of affairs.
You spent the night in a hotel room with a girl. Everything had been all set up for you. In a way, isn't it kind of rude that you didn't do anything?
Excuse me, can you spare us the guy logic here?
This is why I did not reply to your imagine, because I knew you were going to say imagine dragging these nuts across your face. I second that. Besides, even if my assistant and I were the last two people on Earth, I'd never think of doing anything lewd with her.
Now you're pissing me off too.
Why? I've been telling her stuff like that since yesterday to grant her peace of mind. Why would she get mad about it that now?
See? Just like Mayushi said.
That's already dealt with a lot of These Nuts jokes. Yes, right when Nezubi got on call, you gave me like 2 These Nuts jokes back to back. Mayuri, who up until now had her head buried in an English textbook, entered the conversation. I assumed it was homework, since it looked like she was having a hard time with it. It would have been to ask Kirisu's help, given that the book was in English. But it seemed Mayuri didn't want to add anything more to Kirisu's piles of trouble.
Chiron can't do anything lewd.
Mayuri, phrasing that way might cause some misunderstanding. Can we not?
What kind of misunderstanding?
I mean, it makes it sound like I'm incapable of...
Don't even start.
Why is talking to you always so confusing, Chiron? It's so hard.
No, I already fucking knew it right when I read it!
Mayushi, can you say that again, please?
It's so hard?
Didn't I tell you to stop acting like a perv?
Think of it, Lurk Demon Boy. What is all this? One day, It's only been 1 day. So how is it that the atmosphere in this lab has gone back to normal? All the stress and tension of the other day is completely gone. To be fair, it's hard to be serious when you're dealing with Mayuri and Daru. But the fact that we are forced together by number 12 still remains. Back on topic, let's try another D-mail.
Gmail? Why?
What? Why? Why do you think I went willingly to Christina's hotel?
Well...
Because you wanted to see what kind of hotel she's staying in, right? I'm so jealous. I want to sleep over at Kurisu's place too.
Thank you for the lurk, Obo. They not remember somehow?
Hey, I was just joking. You're scaring me staring off into space like that.
How dare you take this so lightly? Just because it doesn't affect him. I think I need to teach him a lesson. Listen, Daru, this is...
Hey, Okabe, let's hurry up and try sending a D-mail.
Huh? Hey, Christina? Before I could launch into lecturing Daru, Kurisu grabbed me by the arm and dragged me into the development room. What are you doing? I was going to...
Forget about it.
Uh-huh.
This may be a serious situation for us, but to them, it's just someone else's problem. There's no point in getting worked up over it.
She...
No, come on. Go back to the D-mail. We don't have to change anything, right? So let's hurry up and send it.
Right. I managed to regain my composure and send the email. Still no good, huh?
Yep.
Despite our repeated attempts, the best we could muster was a series of dings from the phone wave, named subject to change. Any theories as to why that might be?
Not a one. But since the phone wave itself is operating normally, I think it must be because we're missing some major component.
But we have no idea what.
That's right.
Bottom line, we have to spend another day like this. Even though we've gotten more used to the situation, things still get extremely awkward and even suffocating now and then.
I take it things didn't go so well.
Looks like Daru was keeping an eye on us. Upon seeing that we reached a stopping point, he entered the room. Unfortunately, yeah. We still have no idea why. We're obviously disappointed, but the shock that we felt yesterday has faded somewhat. We were certain yesterday that we would free ourselves, and having that ripped away dropped us into depths of despair. But today we understood that the failure was very possible. We were prepared for this, so the results didn't have the same impact.
Alright. This sounds a little weird, but I have a present for you.
A present? What is it?
You couldn't guess? The new gadget you asked me to make. It's done.
Really? Already?
It's pretty much just a transmitter. And that gave me the basic structure. All I had to do was add the extra parts. So, once you guys cleared out the lab, I hopped in and finished it.
Another gadget. Are you seriously still working on those?
Doesn't sound like Yurisa was listening to our conversation yesterday. Fair, given everything that was going on, I'm sure she had other things on her mind.
You really made a new one, huh? So what can this one do?
Do you really want to know, Christina?
Well, kind of.
Very well. Then let me introduce our newest gadget. Number 13, also known...
I made number 13 already. This one will have been number 14.
Fine. Number 14, also known as... the Radio Jacker.
Radio Jacker? What in the world is that?
Isn't it obvious? It's literally a device that hijacks TV broadcasts. Come on, genius girl, you should have figured that out.
TV broadcast. I see. So it's broadcast signal intrusion.
What's with the long English words?
Well, people in Japan often abbreviate a takeover of something like a bus or a ship as a bus jacking or a sea jacking, but both are basically jargon.
What? Really?
Really, hijacking can suffice for any sort of vehicle takeover. Whether you're stealing a bus or a boat, you still are hijacking them. Jacking on its own doesn't really carry the same connotation. And based on what you've said, number 14 is a device that overlays an alternative signal over existing television signals in order to stream video, correct?
That's exactly what it is.
And that's called broadcast signal intrusion, basically. It interferes with a broadcast signal.
Oh, I see. So bus jacking isn't really English after all. Next time I'm at an offline meet, I'll bust that out as trivia.
Offline meet. Members of Internet can meet offline. Sounds about right. Just had to show off the fact that you grew up in America, didn't you? So what if I can't speak English? All I need is the internet and Dr. Excite to beautifully translate all the English words I want. Dr. Excite. Machine translation site.
Hold on. Why would anyone want to hijack a television broadcast nowadays?
I should think that's obvious. So that on the day I, Hyoyin Kyoma, throw the world into total chaos, my message will be broadcast on every last screen on Earth!
In that case, wouldn't a video on a streaming site suffice? This seems like a lot of work for not much reward.
But then only people who wanted to see the video would see it. That's no fun. Surely you must feel the excitement in forcing people all over the world to watch the video. Tell me you don't.
I don't.
That was a light and fast answer.
Yeah, well, about all that all over the world thing, the signal's only strong enough to cover Akiba at best. And even then, we can only take over analog televisions.
What? That makes this even more pointless.
It may be impossible for a modern woman like you to understand the romantic totality of my plan. Daru, there is no need to waste another word on this meaningless conversation. Where is number 14 right now?
Oh, I left it right there after I completed it yesterday. Wait.
What happened?
Well, I thought I left it around there, but I can't find it.
I quickly surveyed the development, but I couldn't see anything that even hinted at being number 14.
That's weird. I thought I left it somewhere in this area. Could I have left it over there somehow without realizing it? Nope, no dice.
Kirisu and I followed Daru out through the curtain. He's looking high and low, but hasn't found even a hint to where the device's location. Mayuri, who was so engrossed by inner English homework, she didn't hear us talking, takes her nose out of the textbook.
What's going on, Daru-kun? Are you looking for something?
Well, I just built future gadget number 14 and it's kinda gone missing. Have you seen it anywhere, Mayushi?
14-chan? What does it look like?
Well, it's about yay big and
I gave the room a quick once-over. Huh?
what is it, Ocarine? Did you find it?
Quite the contrary. It seems like that's not the only thing that's missing.
Huh?
I looked around the room once more. As I thought. Gone! They're all gone! All the gadgets that I put in the cardboard box are gone!
You're kidding.
If I remember correctly, I put everything in one place in the corner of the development room. And all of it is completely gone. We have been burglarized? 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 This is bad! Police! We need to call the police! Mayuri, call the police right away! 119... Wait, no. 117? Which one is it?
Okabe, calm down. Both of those are wrong.
Ah!
Then Mayuri raised her voice for some reason.
Well, what's wrong, Mayushi? Did you remember something?
I did. Something I forgot to tell you.
Forgot? What was it?
Do you remember what I told you before about the May Queen customer, the shopkeep?
You mean the guy that offered to buy all of our gadgets?
Yeah. Well, he stopped by last night.
What? So, are you telling me?
Yep, he took all the gadgets that were piled up in that cardboard box.
Really? What? Why didn't you tell me that earlier?
Sorry. I know I had to, but I completely forgot. Mayushi's a complete airhead.
The moment I scolded her, Mayuri fell into a gloom. Maybe I was a little too hard on her. What? Well, be that as it may, as long as the gadgets weren't stolen, it's not a problem.
That's true. In fact, we should probably be thanking Mayuri. She got us out of debt.
I'm sorry, Okairan. I'll be careful from now on.
It's fine. People say that bad and good cancel each other out.
Cancel each other out?
In this case, the good outweighed the bad, so I actually commend you for your deed.
Should I be happy about that?
Yes. I'm sorry I raised my voice.
It's okay. Mayushi messed up anyway.
Kirisu looked at me quizzically.
You know, you're always a bit more honest when you're dealing with Mayuri.
Don't be stupid. I'm always honest.
Says who?
Anyway, it's a good thing that we've gained some capital by selling off our gadgets. That should have starved off our bankruptcy for a while yet. As I chewed that idea over, I noticed that Dara was wearing a quizzical look. What is it, Dara? Are you hungry?
Nope, that's not it. I was just thinking that I may have left number 14 in that cardboard box.
What? Are you sure?
I can't say for sure, but I think so.
Oh. Which would mean that right now at that shopkeep store...
I guess it wasn't too hard to make, so I could rebuild it quick if you wanted me to.
No, we don't need it right now. Besides, we could always go back to the shopkeep and ask for the device back, so don't worry about it. We've got money in our hands now anyway. I'm fine with letting the little things go.
What?
Another exclamation. This time from Kirisu. Everybody's exclaiming today. Now what could it be?
Hey, do you know what happened to the hard disk that was next to the laptop over there?
Hard disk? No, I've got no idea.
Huh? You mean the 250 gig one in the black case?
Right, do you know Hashida?
Oh, that was yours, Makishi? That could be a problem.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Well, about 14. It's basically a gadget that broadcasts the data that's been written onto its hard disk.
And? Wait. No, you mean...
I might have used your hard disk for number 14.
Used it? Then...
Okurin did say I could use anything in the lab. It never occurred to me that it could have belonged to you, Makishi.
It looks like Daru accidentally used Kirisu's hard disk without knowing it was hers. It is true I said that he could use whatever he wanted, but...
Isn't it just common sense to ask before using something?
Yeah, but I wanted to put it in there as a proof of concept. I didn't think it'd be taken
Sorry.
away. Sorry about that.
Well, it's not a big deal, right? I mean, it's partially your fault for leaving it out in the open while you're off living it up in your luxurious hotel. So what if a hard disk or two gets used? It's not like you can't afford to buy a new one, right? I tried to redirect the blame off myself. Sure, I said that Dara could use anything in the lab, but how was I supposed to know he'd find something that belonged to her? I could see Kirisu's shoulders beginning to tremble.
That's not the issue!
This may turn out worse than expected. Calm down, Christina! I grabbed Christina's hand, hoping to forestall the electric shock. I never could have imagined that my right arm, a wild instrument of uncontrolled chaos, would be used as a tool of peace.
How am I supposed to calm down? That hard disk had data on it.
Data? Is it that important?
Important? I can't say until I check, but it may very well be.
How do you not know?
That hard disk is actually part of number 13.
Number 13. That's a new gadget that Kiryu's been developing.
Hashira. Number 14 broadcasts its video data to televisions around the world, yes?
Well, more like around Akiba, but
So broadcasts it to a large number of unsuspecting people, then...
Kiryu's face turned a pale shade of blue. Creamsicle!
Go work your cringe 9
Thank
to
you for the
5.
raid!
I'll be
I'll be
gaming.
gaming. How was your stream? Thank you, thank you. Let me give you a shout out real quick.
Yuki?
You're playing Apex. How did your Apex go? Did you get any W's? Thank you so much. Hello, Raiders. My name is Classy VT. I'm your local fallen angel here on the land of Twitch. I am streaming Steins Gate, my darling's embrace with my friends here. And yeah, we're just voicing over the game. So, nice little time where you just chill out, listen to some dialogue, and watch along the story. Thank you again, Creamsicle. I really appreciate it. This is definitely going to be worse than expected.
Christian, are you okay? You don't look so good. Do you want some water?
You got a win? Hell yeah. Welcome back, Demon Boy.
No, I'm fine. Thank you, Mayuri.
Hey, Christina. What exactly does number 13 do?
It...
She was oddly hesitant to respond. Is it something that she finds difficult to talk about? If she doesn't explain it to us, we won't know what has her so worried. Look, I understand that number 14 is being put out of our hands is a problem for some reason. But until you explain what's going on, we have no idea why or how big the problem is. Can you please tell us what's wrong?
But...
Kirisu studied our faces before she spoke. She was trying to hold back her tears. I think this is the first time I've ever seen her like this.
Okay, I'll tell you. Number 13 was a gadget that visualized and recorded what was going on inside a person's mind.
it visualized what was in their mind?
Is that even possible? Dara and I responded in unison. Mayuri merely tilted her head.
It's actually not that difficult. For example, scientists have conducted experiments where they project images into people's minds as data. Technology keeps advancing too. And at the same time, research into converting what people see into data has also progressed considerably. Even the Neuroscience Institute at my school, Victor Condor University, is developing a technology called visual rebuilding. Have you ever heard of it?
No. Unfortunately, I haven't.
Basically, it's technology that converts visual data into a neural pulse signal. You can use it to send signals to the brain in order to make things that aren't really there appear in front of you.
Is that some sort of virtual reality?
I suppose that's one way to make it easier to understand. And given that it is possible, so too is the opposite.
But that doesn't exactly sound easy.
It isn't. But there's something else to consider. At the university, I was focused on the analysis of memory as a neural pulse signal.
Memory.
Well, it's complicated, but in a nutshell, I thought that if it was possible to export our memories as data, it might be possible to do the same with the images and thoughts in our head.
What does that mean? That she was able to go from it might be possible to actually finding a way to make it happen? In this lab? But how are you able to actually extract the neural pulses? You don't have anything that advanced, we don't have anything advanced enough for that in our lab.
You don't need anything that advanced as long as you have those.
Curious who held out a headphone-like object that I once saw in this lab some time ago. Could it be?
Yes, it's a headset-ish thing that I made using VR technology. It's been simplified quite a bit, though.
Which means I was right. That really is part of number 13. I see. Now I'm getting the basics. But more than that, Christina, I also understand that the gadget you were working on was going to be mind-blowing. Hi, Retro, how are you? So, what are you so worried about? From what I just heard, it sounds like the primary component of number 13 is that headphone-style headset. Meaning the hard disk in the development room was just a storage device.
I'm worried because of you.
Me? Come on, I had no idea that gadget even, what that gadget even did until now, just now. Blah, blah. Why in God's name would I worry you?
Because you put the headset on me while I was sleeping, right?
Come again. Now that she mentions it, I may have. I think I did. That was just before the whole number 12 affair. How's the game been going? It's going fine. I was suspicious of those almost headphones, so I decided to put them on Girizu's head while she was sleeping.
There's a possibility that my thoughts at that moment were converted into data and saved to that hard disk.
Zangetsu.
Which is where it becomes problematic that Hashira used the hard disk for number 14.
Sengetsu. Thank you, Demon Boy.
Oh, I get it. Number 14 might take the data from Makishi's thoughts and...
That's right. Broadcast them wherever you monitor in Akihabara, and if that ever were to happen...
The color once again drains from Curious's face. Hey, is that data going to get us in trouble? I imagine Curious's thoughts might be something that leads to a cyber terrorism or something similarly dramatic.
I told you that I don't know yet, but it could very well bring about the end of the world.
What? How could it be that dangerous?
I'm done. I can't even think of what would happen. No, I don't want to think about it.
Kirisu held her body in it with her arms and shivered. This normally confident woman seems scared half to death right now. This really is a big deal.
Is this not Mayushi's fault?
Oh no, it's mine. I was the one who used the hard disk.
Pointing fingers won't help. Right now we should prioritize retrieving number 14.
I like the way you think, Makishi. Oh. First, we should get in contact with the person who Mayushi sold the gadgets to and ask him to return 14.
Right. Mayuri, can you call the shopkeep?
What's wrong, Mayushi? You can get in touch with him, right?
Well, that I don't know.
What? You don't have his contact info?
But he's got a shop. Where is it?
He comes to our cafe once in a while. So his store's probably in Akihabara. But I don't know the name of where it is exactly.
Oh my god.
Kirisu held her head in her hands and once again looked like she was about to cry. I can't believe that Mayuri doesn't know anything about the person she conducted business with. But Mayuri is Mayuri. If she didn't think that he was a trustworthy person, she wouldn't have sold the gadgets to him. Mayuri may seem flighty at times, but she's actually a good judge of character. She is Lab Mem 002 after all. That should be proof enough.
Anyway, we're not going to accomplish anything standing around here looking desperate. I'm going to go look for the store.
I'll lend you a hand.
Hashira, are you sure?
If we don't find it, we're in deep trouble, right?
Well, yeah, it'd be pretty bad.
Then I gotta. I know more about the stores in Akihabara than you do anyway.
Mayushi will help too. It's my fault after all.
Mayuri.
What a riot!
You good, Ocarine? It's kinda weird to hear you burst out laughing like that.
How can I keep myself from laughing? Hey, Christina?
What do you mean? What's so funny?
Kirisu was about to continue, but I stopped her and raised a hand and continued. It seems that you've all forgotten something, so let me remind you. What's the express goal of Future Gadget Laboratory?
To make a lot of gadgets for everyone to play with?
Wrong. That couldn't be more wrong. I can't believe that she said that the exact same thing as Daru. I guess I have to teach them once again. Understand? The goal of the Future Gadget Laboratory is to bring chaos to this world with the gadgets we create. Isn't it appropriate? According to Christina, number 14 may bring about the world's destruction. Think about it. This is exactly the chaos we desire. There's no need for us to panic. Mwahahaha!
Hold up. Just to confirm. Ocarine, are you saying that we can just leave this be?
Nobody said anything like that. Oh, I didn't skip that. The game did.
We need to kill chaos with the devices we create.
Kill chaos. Nezumi?
Oh, what you just said.
However, I shut over whatever Dara was trying to say. However, the time has not yet arrived. And furthermore, Hyoyin Kyoma's goal is to plunge the world into chaos with his own hands. There's no meaning in chaos accidentally being brought about by a third party. In other words, the apocalypse that number 14 may bring about is an unfavorable situation for me. Therefore, I, Hyoyin Kyoma, charge all of you with the retrieval of future gadget number 14 at any cost. It seems I've rendered everyone speechless.
I think I'm starting to understand.
What? What do you understand?
Okabe, you try to hide it, but you're just not honest with yourself.
Seriously, why not just say, let's go look for it and skip all the extra stuff?
How could you say that? I was just demonstrating the attitude we all have as LabMs. It had nothing to do with being honest to myself or not.
See, you're doing it again.
Yep, but that's one of Okarine's good points. I'm glad you're able to see that too, Christian.
Maybe. I'm not sure if it's good or bad, but I feel like I better understand how he thinks now that we've been together for a while.
Oh, then that would mean number 12 is working, right? Shouldn't that set off the escape flag soon then?
Huh. The likes of you.
You're about to say something along the lines of, the likes of you would never understand the intricacies of my mind, right?
Yeah.
Whoa, right on the money. I guess number 12 really does work.
That's enough. There's no time for chit-chat. We have to find number 12. In spite of the gravity of our situation, we managed to shake off the feeling of inevitable doom, and agreed to split up and search for number 13-14. Or we would have, had Kirisu and I not been bound together. She and I were forced to form our own little search party. But as Daru mentioned, there may be some truth to our continued union gradually improving our ability to cooperate. Okay, let's move.
Yeah, let's go.
Like now, we didn't even need to discuss which way to... Ah!
Yeah!
We had set out in opposite directions.
Hey, where are you going?
After all your talk and knowing how I think, you should have at least known which direction I wanted to go.
I take it back. How could I ever hope to understand your tuning boy you infected mind?
We're not exactly off to a flying start.
The owner of a knick-knack store?
Yeah, he's the one Mayuri sold her gadgets to. I hear he stops in here from time to time. You know anything about him?
I kind of remember Mayushi talking about him before, yeah?
Do you know where he might work?
I might if he was a regular customer, but I've only seen him a couple of times, so I don't know much about him, yeah?
I see.
Then, what did he look like? What kind of guy was he?
Let me think. He was
Tall?
not tall or short, but his proportions were kinda fat. He wasn't fat or skinny. I would say normal? Yep, he's sort of a nondescript kind of guy, yeah?
Nondescript, huh? That's not good. I was hoping she'd give us some sort of lead.
Oh, but
What? Do you remember something about him? Like he has 7 scars on his chest?
no, nothing like that. But he didn't seem like a bad guy to me.
Ah. Well, that's not helpful.
Well, why are you asking me this now? What's going on with that customer now?
We just want a way of contacting him.
We told Ferris everything that had happened.
Wow, that's rough.
Yeah, but it is what it is. So if you ever see him stop in here, could you give us a call ASAP?
Absolutely.
What a pain.
We're already stuck dead in our tracks. Aside from Mayuri, I thought Ferris would be our best bet as to information on this guy, but she couldn't give us anything. To be honest, if our well of information at My Queen is dry, we're not going to have many options. We're just going to have to search every store in Akiba. There's no way around it. And even then, the fact that he runs a store in Akiba is our only clue.
It's not exactly efficient, but there's no other way.
Well, if it's the sort of store that would buy up all of our gadgets, we may find it sooner than we expected. It must be a store with a very good taste.
Yeah, it's probably a really weird place.
The two of us will never see eye to eye, will we? In the end, Kirisu and I swept through as many stores in Akiba as we could until late into the night, but we never found one that the one we were looking for. Right, I understand. We'll continue our search tomorrow then.
Nothing on his end either?
Nope. The phone call was from Daru. But as my demeanor indicated, he didn't find so much as a single clue. I'm sure he would have called us earlier if he had anything good to tell us anyway. Kirisu had been like this since we came back. I know she's worried, but there's nothing we can do about it now. Worrying is just a waste of energy. Besides, I have a bigger problem in front of me. May I ask you something, Christina? Why was this our dinner? A couple of empty plastic cups stand on the table. The fossils of the meal we prepared by adding hot water and waiting 3 to 5 minutes.
Why was... He didn't seem to have a complaint while the cashier was ringing them up for us.
I didn't know Mayuri wasn't here, damn.
Oh.
Oh!
Where is she hiding?
I just snuck in. Because I assumed that we'd eat them as late night snacks. Moreover, why are you eating instant noodles while you're staying at a hotel like this? You're practically drowning in alternatives.
Oh, alternatives that you're going to pay for?
Don't be absurd. Why would I need to treat Celeb Sev herself? It's common sense that the person with money should pay for the food.
You must be joking. I've been letting you stay here, so why don't you pay for it? And stop calling me Celeb Sev.
I'm not spending the night here because I want to. Needless to say, we've been holding hands since this lovely conversation started. Whatever, if we're done eating, I'm gonna take a shower. I stood up and started walking towards the bathroom while holding Kirisa's hand.
Wait.
What?
Who said you could shower here?
No one. But it's not like there's anywhere else I can shower.
Yes, there is. The lab has a shower, right? That's the one you're going to use.
That's not an option. I meant to do so, but I didn't have the chance today. So I'm doing it here.
I didn't give you the okay.
You're really not gonna let me shower?
I'm really not.
Is that so? Then I have no choice. I didn't want to say this, but she's backed me into a corner. Look, I haven't taken a shower for the last 2 days, meaning that I'm gonna start to smell. Are you really okay with that?
Ugh.
We've been walking around, sweating in the hot sun all day, and I've been getting ripe. And you may recall, we can't be more than a meter away apart. And you are absolutely certain you're okay with that. We're spending all night close together until tomorrow morning. If you are, I'll tolerate this until we get to the lab tomorrow.
Fine, you win! Just be sure to sterilize the shower once you get out of it.
Does she think I'm a roach or something? Who cares? I felt gross all day, so I'm probably gonna feel really refreshed after a good shower. By the way, assistant, you looked so serious until a little while ago. But it seems like you've lined up.
When I talk to you, being so serious starts to feel stupid.
That's a good thing.
What do you mean, good? Anyhow, Okabe, you're... Huh?
She stopped herself before she finished her thought. What?
Hey, are you doing that to cheer me up? Never mind. Can't be.
I didn't get to find out what she was going to say. But I did get to take a shower and sleep. On the floor, of course, wearing an eye mask. A new day. We decided to kick things off by searching for numbers 13 and 14 in the morning and then meeting back at the lab in the afternoon.
Did you find him, Ocarine?
I take it from the fact that you're asking that you didn't.
I take it from your snarky response that neither did you.
From the way Mayuri was disappointingly slumped on the couch, it seemed that her luck wasn't much better.
I'm sorry, Okarun. If Mayoshi asked for his contact info, we wouldn't be in this mess.
Don't apologize, it's not your fault.
But...
She looks so sad. Isn't there something I can do? Mayuri, what's the name of this place? Say it.
Huh? You mean the lab?
No. This is the Future Gadget Laboratory. Understand? In other words, we do not dwell on the past as we carry out our research. We look to the future. That's what we do. So don't spend your time talking about what's already done. Understand?
Okarun.
Whoa. Once in a while, you manage to say something inspiring, Ocarine.
What are you talking about? Every word out of my mouth is inspiring.
You talk about the future now, but just a few minutes ago you were desperately trying to send a D-mail to the past.
Oh, well, that's another story. We need to get out of the situation right away. You agree with me, don't you?
Well, you've got me there.
And when you think about it, if we had been working if we had a working phone wave, this whole mess with number 14 never would have happened. Thank you for holy water and the boss check retro. That's right, if we could only send a D-mail, all this would be... Of course, the fact that I'm thinking about it right now means that our D-mail experiment failed today as well. That's not to say that I regret the past, I'm simply trying to change the past in order to ensure a better future. Meaning that I am looking forward to the future, not looking back to the past.
I swear, nobody can split hairs quite like you.
Hmm?
Hmm?
I suddenly noticed Daru and Mayuri staring at Kurisu and me.
What is it?
What are you looking at, you two?
Well, I was just thinking that you and Makishi are getting along better than before.
Excuse me?
Uh-huh. To be honest, Mayushi was thinking the same thing.
I can't believe what you're saying, Mayuri.
Yeah, nothing's changed. We're arguing just like we always do.
That's true. But still, something about it has changed.
Changed? What's changed?
It's like you guys aren't so harsh on each other anymore. You still argue about everything, but it's a little milder.
Yeah, that's what Mayushi was going to say.
I know I said this before, but it's gotta be 12 at work, right?
What? You must be kidding. It's supposed to help couples. She's my assistant.
That's my line. Okabe and I would never...
But you must have noticed that the number of electric shocks have been going down, right?
Well...
It's true that the number of shocks we received while not holding hands has gone down to practically zero. That's just because we know how far we can go without triggering the discharge.
But the fact that you know that means that Darling You Idiot is doing its job, doesn't it?
These two... Why are they trying to make Kurisu and I such good friends? Really don't get it. Kurisu is my assistant, no more, no less.
Anyway, we have to find number 14, and we're burning daylight sitting here talking.
That's right. And since we don't know where the buyer went, we have no choice but to search high and low.
True. Worst case scenario, we only have one more day to find him. We better hurry.
Indeed.
You're absolutely right.
Only one more day.
Only one more day?
One more day, huh? Huh?
Huh?
Wait. Hey, Daru. What did you just say?
Huh? Just now?
You said that we only have one day left. What does that mean?
What does that mean? It means the timer's gonna go off.
Timer?
Hashira, what are you talking about? Explain.
What's there to explain? Number 14's timer goes off at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Basically 24 hours from now, so... Huh?
You mean that tomorrow evening...
Number 14 is going to activate unless we stop it?
Hey. What the hell? He never said...
Didn't I tell you that?
3, 2, 1.
No!
No!
Oh, yeah. That'd do it. I thought I told you guys already. Oh, jeez. My bad.
I can't believe my ears. That's not it. I believe my ears just fine. I just can't believe that nobody ever told me this. How could Daru Mayuri forget to tell us something so important? So much can be attributed to carelessness.
Hold on. There's a reason I said worst case scenario. Even though it is complete, we don't know if it'll work. It still needs to be tested before we can be sure. Besides, Ocarine, I just assume you would eventually ask me to add a timer so we can make it broadcast automatically whenever we wanted.
That really does sound like something I would ask for.
Doesn't it?
I mean, if we're gonna be signal jacking anyway, we might as well. If we want a knowing, official sounding, for those of you who are watching this video sort of effect, a timer is of the essence. Well played, Daru. To me, this completely, know me this completely, you are truly my favorite right arm. However, your ordinary praiseworthy actions have backfired on us.
Anyway, I set the timer to go off at 5 p.m., exactly 3 days after I completed the gadget.
3 days. So that means...
Tomorrow evening, the data on that hard disk will be...
broadcast from analog monitors throughout Akiba. Of course, these days, even the government is pressing people to switch to digital. There probably aren't many stores that are still use analog. But of course, that doesn't mean that they're entirely gone. Just take the TV in our lab, for instance. What's more, there are tons of analog CRTs in the workshop downstairs. A truly staggering number of analog monitors in a mere 10-meter radius. Following that train of thought, Akihabara is filled with junk in electronic stores. There may be far more analog monitors than we ever could have imagined.
Oh, but hey, there's a chance that number 14 just plain doesn't work, right?
Of course there is, but it doesn't make me feel any better.
What should I do if that's ever shown?
Kirisu was muttering to herself. Until now, we were taking this pretty seriously, but we still have an underlying spark of optimism. But now, reality has crushed that spark into nothing. Number 14's activation hung over our heads like the sword of, Demolcos. Demolcos? Kirisu's shoulders fell under the weight of her worries. To me, Makise Kirisu was a female assistant with the pitiable caveat of being an at-chandler. But to the outside world, she was the hope of a neuroscience science community. A girl who at the young age of 17 was published in an American science journal. Of course, even I must admit that her mind is a veritable wellspring of knowledge, and theories that often crystallize into grand ideas. Not that it's any match for the mind of Hylian Kyoma, of course, but still. The information created in her head that had to be shared will be exposed to the public. It didn't really register with me when I heard that yesterday, but the more I think about it, the more I realize that this will be a major concern. What's more, since what's in Kirisu's head is enough to make her tremble in fear, maybe something that could bring about horrors beyond our comprehension of the common man. It is not given that advancements in science and technology will always be used for the betterment of the people. It is very possible for heartless people to use those advancements for ill.
Kyron, what should we do?
Mayuri's voice trembled. But regardless of how much time we have left, our options at this juncture are limited. While it may be like finding a needle in the haystack, we need to locate this gadget.
Yeah, I figured you were gonna say that.
Let's go search everything again, focusing on small stores and junk stores, or junk shops. Meanwhile, I'm gonna call Lukaku, Ferris, Suzuha, and Moeka and ask them to help. Once I'd given them their marching orders, Daru and Mayuri bolted out of the lab, leaving Kirisu and I alone. Kirisu still stood rooted in place, looking anxious. We should get moving. There's no use in staying here any longer. She responded but showed no signs of movement. She's usually so bossy. What's with this timid behavior? How pathetic, Christina. Where's your usual self?
What was that?
Who cares what happens to this world? Is it not the ultimate goal of every scientist to see their research and theories bear fruit?
Don't try to lump me in with you. You stupid self-proclaimed mad scientist.
Self-proclaimed? I am Hylian Kyoma. My madness is universally accepted.
Sure. Lamau.
Oh? Was that you finally admitting to be an ad chandler?
So what if I am?
If you're capable of being so defensive, then you're going to be fine.
Eh?
Moping around here isn't going to make the situation any better.
Okabe, are you?
Don't get me wrong. I just can't stand to see someone else benefiting from your knowledge and intelligence. They should be used solely for the laboratory's benefit.
You're tsundere. I get it.
Silence! If we have time to squabble, we have time to search.
Good point.
She actually smiled a little at that.
Then, shall we?
Kirisu offers me her left hand. I look at it and... Let's go. Started walking.
Hey, wait! It's only polite to take my hand.
Just leave it. I went outside and gave Susan a call. Hearing that she was nearby, we decided to meet right here. As I waited for her, I took up my phone to call another lab man. But Susan rolled up on her bike before I could. She must have been closer than I thought. She closed in at a high speed, and then she maneuvered sideways and skidded to a halt.
Hey, what's shaking?
It got to the point where I briefly explained what had happened and told her what we needed help. That we needed help.
I see. I see. So basically, we've got to find the store that sells the toy that was in the lab, right?
Don't call it a toy, it's a gadget.
So we're looking for a toy called a gadget, then.
No, it's...
Yeah, thank you for your help.
Here's who stops me and offers Susan her gratitude. She made a good call. We didn't have time to cross all of our T's. Sorry about this.
It's fine, it's fine. I was off work today, so I was just hanging around. I'll let you know if I find it.
I told Suzuha which areas I wanted her to search as she took off on her bike. It really would be handy to have a bike at a time like this.
Yeah, I agree.
We sent Suzuha off with a prayer in our hearts. Then we visited May Queen.
Yama!
I knew that she couldn't answer her phone at work, so we came to her directly to ask for help.
No sign of the shopkeeper yet?
Is that so? Honestly, that's part of the reason we're here. We have a favor to ask.
A favor?
Yeah. The thing is, having already told her what was going on yesterday, we just gave her the relevant updates.
I see. I never thought things would escalate to this level, yeah?
But that's why we need your help, Ferris.
We know how busy you are, but any help you could offer us would be truly appreciated. Akenya! You'll really help us out? Of course! Anything for Kyoma and Kyunya! I'm gonna be working late tonight, but I can join your search tomorrow! Thanks. That's a big help. Oh, and I'll ask our customers to help too, yeah?
That would be great.
You can count on me!
Having taken the time out of her day to speak with us, Ferris returned to her work.
She really is reliable.
She sure is. No customer could resist the chance to do Ferris a favor. That might give us virtually an army of searchers. We really locked out on this one. And we haven't even asked Lukaku and Moika's help yet. I should give them a call.
Hey, Okabe, are they...
Huh? Keisu was pointing at something. I followed her finger and was met with the sight of a red and white Miko outfit. Lukaku. And Moika's with them. What are they doing in a place like this?
staring. Let's catch up with them.
Right. We rushed after them before they could escape our sight. Lukaku!
Huh? Oh, Okabe-san. And Maki-san too. What are you doing here?
That's what I'd like to know. What's with those clothes?
Huh? Well, these are...
Photo shoot.
Lukaku looked towards Moika's hands. Hands were holding a digital signal lens reflex camera. Photo shoot, she said. Then this is what you were talking about yesterday? You accepted her offer?
Kiryu-san forced me to.
Wait, Shining Finger? Try as I might, I can't imagine Moika forcing anyone to do anything. But now that I look at Lukaku properly, the Miku outfit really does suit him. Passerby don't seem to think of it as anything out of the ordinary either. Well, this is Akihabara after all.
Okabe, isn't there something you should be telling them?
That's right. I was just about to waste our time on something completely unimportant. I'm really glad we ran into you two. We have a favor to ask.
Favor?
You really need our help?
Sure do. Then I proceeded to explain the situation for the third time in the last 30 minutes.
The world's in danger?
It's quite possible.
Then that's a real emergency. That is finding the store all we have to do? That's right. Number 14 is retrieved. Once number 14 is retrieved, the problem should be solved.
How about it? Will you help us?
Of course! I'll focus my search on the other side of Maneshibashi.
Huh? An email?
I doubt I'd be much help just wandering around stores, so I'll see what info I can dig up back at the office.
Okay, then Lukaku and Finger will handle things over here. Over there.
Thank you both. Not at all. We should all help each other in times of need.
Depending on how things go, let me use it as a scoop, okay?
Oh, now he wants to help. But we do need everyone we can get right now. I'll overlook it this time. Once Lukaku and Moika canceled their shoot and parted ways with us, Kirisu and I turned to face each other. I think that's all the help we can get.
And it's up to us now.
You're right. Let's start combing over every store we can find, one by one.
Rod.
It was already 6 p.m. Most stores in Akihabara are closed by 8 p.m., giving us 2 hours to search as many stores as possible. That's all we can do at this point. But as long as there's something we can do, we have to do it. Kirisu and I nodded to each other and started our search for number 14. For the next 2 hours, we scoured Akihabara, going from door to door. From alleyway junk shops to the hardware shop and the radio center. We even checked the major brand name electronics stores, as long shot as it was, in our search for our missing gadgets. But the more we searched, the more horrors of Akihabara began to mount. Most towns are fairly consistent when it comes to what kind of stores they have. But the same cannot be said of Akihabara. For instance, you have specialty stores that stick to their genre, such as the Brawn Tube Workshop below the lab. But you also have chaotic stores that deal in just about everything imaginable. Maybe this place has their gadgets. They probably don't, but, well, it never hurts to ask. Perhaps my mounting agitation is making me think this way. Agitation. But once those thoughts entered my head, I started leading us into maid cafes and underground idol concert venues. Though there were obviously no chance we'd find our gadgets in places like those. Night fell upon our failure, and we returned home drenched in fatigue and disappointment.
Thanks for dinner.
As soon as we got back, we took our showers one after the other and ate some food. Thinking that instant noodles wouldn't be enough, we got 2 bento boxes from a convenience store. But even that wasn't enough to soothe our exhausted, sun-baked bodies after a search like that. We heard from Mayuri, Daru, Ferris, and Lukako, but the results were unsurprising. Kirisu sighs, holding her knees to her chest. Christina, I know that this is frustrating, but don't sigh.
Just shut up.
She stared at me. Why?
Sorry, I'm just in a bad mood.
It's fine. Happens to everyone. It seems I have no choice. Listen closely and I'll tell you something important about that my mentor once told me.
You had a mentor? What'd they say?
If you give up, the game is already over.
Anzai-sensei.
Anzai. Coach from a famous basketball manga. Oh. Only a real ad handler would recognize it that fast.
I can't believe you thinking you had a mentor only to quote anime at me.
Be that as it may, don't you think that those words are fitting for the situation?
Well...
Right now we have to use what time we've got to search for number 14. I try to reassure Kirisu. And myself, to be honest. Don't worry, we'll definitely find it.
There's nothing definite in this world.
No, I guarantee it. We will definitely find number 14.
How can you say that? You can't just say things for no reason.
I have a reason. Want to know what it is? She looked at me without a word. I'll take that as a yes. Fine, I'll tell you. Yes, every member of the Future Gadget Laboratory is helping us out.
So what? That's no guarantee of anything.
Yes, it is. My hand-picked lab mems are working as hard as they can. Things will definitely turn out okay. Kirisu raised her head ever so slightly. That's better. The sad look doesn't suit Christina. Angry and unpleasant is much more her style. Come on, we're gonna have a walk around all day tomorrow, so let's call it a night and re-energize. As I stood up, I took out my crumpled eye mask off the table. It's practically a courtesy at this point. As sometimes it's not even on when I wake up. But a promise is a promise. I waited for Kirisu to get into bed and proceeded to my usual spot nearby on the floor.
Okabe.
She called me just as I was lying down. She's rather loud about it, too. Is she mad at me?
Tonight, You don't need to.
You don't need to... What? If I've been wondering, I assume that she could only be talking about the eye mask. It's really not that big a deal, but she says it's okay, I might as well take it off. I remove the eye mask and put it on the table and proceed to lower my body.
No, that's not what I meant.
Ayo? No. She wasn't talking about the eye mask?
You know, we'll be walking around all day tomorrow, and you can't get much rest on the floor, right? So...
So what? Could it be?
So, tonight...
No, it can't be.
Tonight you can sleep on the bed.
Maybe I can. Did she really just say I can sleep on the bed? No, I can't do that.
I'm telling you that it's okay.
But you're the master of this room. I can't allow the master to sleep on the floor.
You idiot. I never said that I'd be sleeping on the floor.
What? Then we're gonna sleep on the bed too? Huh? Kirisu and I are sharing a bed?
That's what I was getting at. It's just so embarrassing to say out loud.
Well, I thought that might have been what she meant at first. But the idea seemed so far-fetched that my mind simply rejected it. Who could believe that Kirisu would ever ask me to share her bed?
Don't get me wrong. I may have allowed you to sleep on my bed. But if you try anything weird, I'm calling the police.
Are you really sure?
I told you it's fine over and over already. Don't make me repeat myself.
She turned away and lay on the bed with her back facing me. She left enough space on the bed for another person to sleep. No. Rather, by opening up the space, she added more distance between us. Even if I wanted to sleep on the floor, we'd be over a meter apart, so I couldn't. My decision made for me, I slid into the open space next to Kirisu. Aww. My body sank into the mattress without so much as a squeak of the spring. I've been telling myself that the floor was sufficient, but sleeping on the mattress was like ascending into heaven. I settled in with my back facing Kirisu. How? In the last few days, I've grown used to being this close. In the last few days, I've grown used to being this close to her. But now, even though we're facing away from each other, there's a tension in the air.
Okabe, you're so unfair.
Her voice was quiet. Unfair is quite an accusation. What about me is unfair?
Even though most of what you say is completely stupid, you still sometimes manage to move people. And it's usually when someone's feeling down. That's what's unfair.
Completely stupid is a little harsh. Besides, I only say what I think. I don't try to say anything special.
And I know that. That's what's so unfair.
We're exchanging words that we would never ordinarily think of saying to one another. Are we able to talk like this because of number 12? If that's the case, maybe Daru and Mayuri were right.
Hey, can I ask you something?
What is it?
Why are you taking the search for number 14 so seriously?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
She was being unusually straightforward. As a representative of our lab, my assistant's problem is my problem. And like I said before, your mind should be used to solely for the advancement of our lab, not misused by some outside group.
You're always being dishonest.
I'm not being dishonest at all. I'm giving you one of many reasons.
And what are the others?
You really want to know? Ask her the same question again. If she says yes, I'll be sure to tell her.
Maybe I don't.
Oh. Okay. Part of me was relieved. If she kept pressing, I doubt that our relationship would have been able to stay the same as it is now. I don't know what prompted me to think that, but something did. Out of nowhere. Kirisu puts her hand over mine. Kirisu?
Don't get me wrong. This doesn't mean anything. It's just, if we stay this way, then we can be sure that we won't get shocked and go to sleep in peace.
That's true. I gripped her hand.
Good night.
Yeah, night. She must have been wiped out. Minutes after we said goodnight, I heard her calm, sleeping breath from behind my back. Listening to the rhythm of her breathing, I drifted off to sleep. With the warmth of Kirisu's hand on my own. The next morning, just before the shops opened up for the day, Kirisu, Mayuri, and Daru and I gathered at the lab. Okay, so Lukaku's searching the Manasebashi area, and Shining Finger's got Ochanomizu. Part-time Warrior says she's gonna focus her search around Showa Street, too.
And Ferris Jim?
She said she'd ask around the stores she's familiar with to get some more information. Therefore, it's up to us to search the remaining areas. Got it? All three of them nodded. They look like they're ready for anything. Very well. Then we shall find Henebjorg and retrieve number 14 by 5 p.m. How the hell do you pronounce that? Right to Norse mythology, does the mound wear the Mimir poetry? Is it...
Honey, huh?
Don't worry about it, just find number 14, alright?
Okie dokie.
Roger.
I was worried that Mayuri and Daru would have been exhausted from yesterday, but the two left the lab with such vigor that Kirisu and I sent them off with full confidence. We better get going too.
Yeah.
We've got 7 more hours until our time limit. The hour of judgment draws closer.
Whoa, if it isn't Okabe.
Hello, Uncle Ocarine.
Mr. Braun. We ran into Mr. Braun and his daughter, Sister Braun, as we stepped outside. I'd practically forgotten that they'd been on vacation for the past few days. And now I was wishing they still were. Their timing couldn't have been worse. I didn't expect anything bad to happen, of course, but I didn't want a conversation with them to kill my momentum.
So, how'd it go? Did anything happen while we were away?
No, not really. Kirisu and I had been stuck together by number 12 and forced to score Akihabara for number 14. But none of that had anything to do with Mr. Braun, so it seemed an appropriate answer.
You say that, but you sure you weren't taking advantage of my absence and raising hell upstairs?
We weren't, I swear. We didn't do a thing. Right, Christina?
Right.
You sure about that? If you're lying, your rent's about to skyrocket.
Yes, I'm sure. I really wanted to, but I couldn't.
What? What did you just say?
Nothing. Never mind. I didn't say anything.
Huh, well, fine. You better not do anything crazy now that we're back, though.
I know.
Okabe!
Kirisu poked my back. I imagine she wants me to hurry.
Anyway, I'm off to get my cute little CRTs flickering back to life. Alright. You see my part-timer anywhere? I told her we'd be back today, but she's nowhere to be found. Hey, Okabe, if you see her, could you tell her to?
Sorry, Mr. Braun, but I don't have time to waste on idle chatter right now.
Idle chatter? It's important to have a good relationship with your landlord, you know?
Yes, and we can talk about it later. We're in a hurry. Come on, Christina.
Okay.
Hey, I'm not done with you yet, Okabe. Oh, that's right. Last night, Hey!
Mr. Braun was still talking as we left the Ohiyama building, but paid him no mind. He had wasted our time. And quite frankly, what Mr. and Sister Braun did on their vacation isn't of any interest to me. If Kirisu and I weren't bound together by number 12, I may have stayed behind and kept him company, but right now we are as one. I can't waste another minute.
Let's get searching, Okabe.
I'm on it. We don't have much time left. Just like yesterday, we started asking about our gadgets at every store we visited. No store was too big or too small. At each one, we explained we were looking for what we were looking for. The data was sold, its dimensions, the functionality. By the time we finished, they all shook their heads. We got so used to giving our explanation that we practically started doing them so automatically. We checked at stores we had visited before. We thought that perhaps the staff didn't remember what they had in stock. Many of those who remembered us simply looked annoyed. It didn't happen at any of the bigger, fancier stores, but the more specialized places weren't too happy with us. However, we couldn't just skip them. We entered buildings and visited every little shop inside of them, some of which were selling rather adult merchandise. I felt uncomfortable visiting those sorts of stores with Kirisu, but desperate times call for desperate measures. The curious eyes of staff and the critical eyes of the customers stared lasers at us as we continued our search for every last store in our quest for number 14. Each time we stepped out of a store, the sun shone down upon us strongly, that I thought I might faint. The repeated temperature shifts from the chilly air-conditioned stores to the hot outdoors may have been physically affecting me. One way or another, I could feel my exhaustion starting to mount. And if I was feeling spent, I can only imagine what Kirisu felt the same way. No, given the female body, she might be feeling even worse than I was. It was after being turned away by shaking heads at our 40th store that Kirisu stopped in her tracks and started to think. It was already 3 p.m. We only had about 2 hours left until the timer went off.
Hey, Okabe.
What's wrong? Are you tired?
No, I'm fine.
I heard the fatigue in her voice. But if she's not going to mention it herself, I'm not going to bring it up.
This is kind of last minute, but I've been thinking about something.
What have you been thinking about then?
The shop Mayuri sold the gadget to. Do you think it's really an Akihabara?
What?
We've been searching under the assumption that the shop's in Akihabara. But maybe it's not.
Because even though we've got everyone looking as hard as they can, we still can't find it. I just thought we should consider that possibility.
But Mayuri said there was an Akiba.
Did she really? Are you sure about that?
Well... What did she say exactly? Well, we know he runs a store. And even if the store quickly was quirky enough to sell the gadgets we made, it's got to be somewhere. And if we can't find it, it's just not that good for business. Unless, of course, it's located somewhere we least expect. Like one of those places that looks like an office from the outside, but it's actually a store once you go in. But it's equally possible that we've just been looking in the wrong place. We should check with her to make sure. I whipped out my phone and called Mayuri. The ringing continues. She has to pick up if she's not otherwise occupied, right?
Hi, this is Mayushi.
Mayuri? Good, she answered.
Oh, Kyron, what is it?
She didn't even greet me with a tutu. She must be really focused on her search. Mayuri, can I ask you something?
What is it?
Are you sure that the shopkeep's store is really in Akihabara?
I'm kinda sure.
A less than confident answer. Not that I can throw stones, given that I couldn't remember what she said to me. Think back. Where did he say that his store was located? Did he say that it was in Akihabara?
Well,
Come on, Mayuri, what did he say?
I feel like he said that he had a shop nearby.
Nearby. That's what he said?
Yeah?
So he didn't say it was in Akihabara, correct?
Probably not, I think.
I see. Thanks. Continue your search. I hang up the phone and turn to Kurisu. She obviously overheard my side of the conversation, but I gave her a quick rundown of the call.
I see. So he said that he has a shop nearby.
Right. Meaning that there's a chance it might not be in Akihabara. Shop nearby. Nearby in the situation meaning in a relative term. A term so subjective that it makes any number of meanings and distances. For example, if someone who lives in Akihabara says nearby, when they're at May Queen, then they're likely referring to a place you can reach on foot from there. But to someone who lives in Shibuya or Shinjuku, nearby could be as far away as Konda or Yuno. And we have no way of knowing what exactly the shopkeep meant. Still, it's very possible that his store is not in Akihabara. And if that's the case, it's taken us so much time to search Akihabara alone. 2 hours is nowhere near enough time to expand our search to both Konda and Ueno. No. With our current search party, it would take us days to cover everything. If that were even possible, 2 hours is nothing. Stunned by our miscalculation, we stood there hopelessly. Only 2 hours remain. If the store with our gadgets is not in Akihabara, finding it will be impossible.
Okabe, call everyone.
Kirisu's voice was perfectly calm. Everyone? Why?
This search is pointless. We can't make our fellow lab members waste their time. We should call it off.
Call it off? Are you serious?
If the shop isn't in Akihabara, then there's no way we're going to find it, right?
I had the same thought. But
We should just give it up now. We did our best. We gave it everything we could, and it didn't work out. So let's just...
you've got to be kidding.
Huh?
We tried our best. Only those who fight until the very end deserve to say that.
Okabe.
Besides, giving your all doesn't mean anything unless you get results. I worked hard, I tried my best, but it didn't work out. So what? Those are just platitudes. Effort is nothing without results. It's just meaningless labor. Only the results make it worthwhile. Christina, I'm disappointed in you. What sort of scientist doesn't understand that? Kirsu shot me a vicious look.
But we know that this is going to be a waste of time, so we should just cut our losses.
Oh, that's you, sorry.
You just said that effort is useless without results, right? So why is it bad to minimize our wasted effort? We should stop what we're doing once we know that it's pointless, right?
We don't know that it's pointless yet.
We do. We're not just searching Akihabara anymore. We won't find it. It's just common sense.
We don't know until we try. Maybe we'll find it at the next store we visit. This is no time to argue. But our anxiety is only getting us worked up. This isn't good. At this rate, we're gonna get shocked for the first time in a while. But I can't give up. As long as there's a chance. No matter how small. If number 14 activates as something as disastrous as Kirisu describes comes to pass, Kirisu will be held responsible. I don't say that out of concern for the public. Even if Kirisu isn't blamed for it, she would have had to live with the guilt of it for the rest of her life. And I can't.
You've been speaking in hypotheticals this whole time. If you don't have any concrete ideas, then we should...
No. There must be something. There has to be something we can do. I don't have a reason to believe that. I'm just trying to talk back. But still. Is there nothing we can do? Something we've overlooked? Something we've forgotten about? What sorts of gadgets do we have? Numbers 1 through 9, we've sold everything but number 7, Ghost in the Ball. And of course, number 8, Phone Wave, needs something to change. We could use the Siloom Saber if there was a trail of blood to follow. This really is pointless. My thinking was flawed from the start. So I had to think differently. Our new gadgets, numbers 9 through 11, have all been sold. Maybe there's something there.
Look, Luka-kun, if you had this umbrella...
Maybe...
If you had this umbrella, you wouldn't have to worry about losing it somewhere.
That's it.
Okabe, are you okay?
That's it! I've got it! Or at least one of our gadgets does.
Huh?
Future gadget number 9. Homing Diva.
Ah,
We look at each other, and I see hope return to Kirisu's face. I immediately take up my phone and call Daru. Every second I have to wait is agonizing. Pick up. Pick up the phone! Daru?
Ocarine, what happened? Did you find it?
No, but where are you right now? Can you get back to the lab?
Huh? Sure. I'm pretty close, but why?
Number 9. I need you to ping it ASAP. What's the story, Daru?
Just a sec, I'm checking right now.
We caught up with Daru at the lab. Number 9 looks like an ordinary umbrella, but it's outfitted with a GPS. You can locate it whenever it gets stolen or lost. I completely overlooked it. If I were properly involved with this creation, perhaps I wouldn't have. But it's a little late to worry about that now.
Still, the umbrella needs to be open if we want to locate it, right?
True, but at we that's
At least, I think.
but at
I guess
least
it's
we
at
can
least.
figure out each location it's been open in the past. At least.
Oh, I don't know.
And we're receiving the data now. And bingo.
You mean it?
Hell yeah, I do. It was last open around noon yesterday.
And? Where did that happen?
It was in Okachimachi.
Alright, let's go, Kirisu.
Oh, right.
Daru, can you give me his exact...
On it. I'll send it to your phone.
My man. As we stepped into the lab, we were once again greeted by Tenoji.
Oh, Okabe, you little punk. You left before I was.
Sorry, tell me later.
Hey, I told you to wait.
Now I really don't have time for the idle chatter. I took Kirisu's hand and waved down a taxi on Main Street. We have an hour and a half left. Our budget's tight, but our time limit is even tighter. Dara sent me the requisite map info while I was in the taxi. I showed it to the driver and we hurried to the location in question. The store was located in a small alley just a couple minutes from Okachimachi Station. It was a tiny knickknack store. Even looking in from the outside, I could tell that this place was a mess. Number 14 must be in there. Yeah, for sure. Wait, did I just say... Oh, sorry, I said your line on accident, Momo.
Oh, no, you're good. Number 14 must be in there.
Yeah, for sure. You know what's even tighter than the time limit? These
Hello?
nuts. At last, this madness will come to an end. What do you mean you don't have it? Want to be a shopkeep next to me?
Well, I had it when I bought it, but it had disappeared by the time I got back here.
As Mayuri said, this man had absolutely no distinguishing characteristics. Did Mayuri? Oh yeah, I guess Ferris and Mayuri said that. Even his story was indistinct.
I brought everything back in a cardboard box, so maybe I dropped it somewhere?
Somewhere? Where's that supposed to be?
If I knew that, I would have retrieved it already. I mean, I did pay for it.
It was past 4 p.m. by the time we trudged back to Akihabara. The shopkeeper had taken out the cardboard box to collaborate a story, and all of our gadgets were in there. Except, of course, number 14. He didn't know where they were coming. We were coming. So it's not possible that he hid it beforehand to throw us off. Besides, what would he get out of doing so? That I could see. So suspecting him of foul play is meritless. 1 hour left. We only have 1 hour until number 14 activates. And we don't have the first clue as to where it could be. Up until now, our goal was to find the shopkeep. But now we don't even have that much of a lead. If we dropped it somewhere, someone might have picked it up and put it in a trash can or even taken it with them.
Let's ask everyone to return to the lab.
Fine by me. Giving up is no longer an issue. Our chances are well and truly dead. I should save everyone a little bit of time. We totally lost our lead to number 14. The search has been called off. Everyone returned to the lab. I took up my phone and sent everyone a message asking them to return to the lab. As I was turning my phone into my pocket, it rang. Suzuha was calling.
Hey, Okabe Rentaro, I'm really sorry. The owner got mad at me for being out and about, so I had to come back to the store.
It seems like she regrets going AWOL.
I was gonna call you earlier, but he just kept going on and on. It was kind of mind-numbing, really.
Well, if you're already back, that's fine. I'll tell you everything that happened later, so keep doing what you're doing.
Whoa, 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 hold on. I called you because I have something important to tell you.
I was about to hang up, but her words stopped me. Something important? Is it urgent?
Yep, the owner told me that he found something under the bench when he got back to the store. He says it might have something to do with our lab.
It was on the ground? Under a bench in the Brontube workshop? Overhearing that, Kurisu grabbed my phone and butted into the conversation.
What was on the ground? Are you talking about number 14?
Calm down, Christina. What did it look like, part-time warrior?
He said it looked like a black box with an antenna on it.
That's got to be it.
Suzuha, can you hear me? Go get it right. No, go get Daru first. I couldn't contain myself and took off towards the lab with Kurisu in tow. Which turned out to be a bad idea. Oh,
Oh,
Oh my
scared the shit out of
God.
me.
Steins get jump scare right there. I ran straight into a man who stepped out right in front of me.
Shit.
I'm sorry, I was in a hurry. I apologized right away and made to move past the man until he grabbed my arm.
Listen up, asshole. You ran straight into me while I was center stage. You think sorry is gonna cut it?
Now that I look at him, I recognized him as the Gaia-blessed man I ran into in front of Ferris's cafe the other day. This is the last thing I needed. But it's too late to disengage now. And
Sorry, my microphone didn't want to unmute.
it's okay.
Hey, Okabe Rentaru, are you still there?
I can hear Suzuha shouting from the phone in my hand. However, this man currently had that arm firmly in his clutches, so I couldn't answer her.
Okabe.
Kirisu sounded forlorn. It was then I realized we were surrounded by men who looked like dark knights patrolling the streets. I'll be Dark Knight. You alright, 4C? It appears that the man I bumped into refers to himself as 4C. That's the most pathetic way to spice up the name Shido I've ever heard.
A fuck-ass just bumped into me and tried to get away without apologizing.
Did you just use the word fuck ass? I love it. Nonsense, I did apologize.
Huh? You call that an apology?
It ain't a real apology until your forehead hits the ground. That's how you really show you're sorry. It's obvious that we're in a trouble, but the people passing us by do everything they can to not get involved. A cold-hearted move to be sure, but if I were in their position, I would do the same. Can't really blame them.
So, what are you waiting for? Don't want to get down on your knees in front of your girl?
Fine by us. We'll give you a hand. Make sure you do it all elegant and proper-like. Damn it. If only I could use my right arm, I would destroy all of you. I really can't do anything when Kirisu and I are bound together by our wrists.
Oh, then show me what you got. Or are you scared?
We have no time. I balled my hand in a fist and silently knelt down. From there, I dropped my forehead to the ground.
Okabe!
I heard Kirisu above me.
What's this? You were boasting a few seconds ago, and now your head's on the ground. Hardly elegant, is it? Hey.
He tapped me on the back of my head. The more he looks at me, the more he gets into his sick little game.
Come on now, is that all you got? That's nowhere near apologetic enough.
How humiliating. But I can't waste any more time. I need to get this apology over with and get back to the lab as soon as possible. I swallowed the words that I wanted to say and managed to choke out an apology. Excuse me.
Seriously? Excuse me? Is that supposed to be an apology?
My words only served to further rile him. They pushed my head straight into the asphalt. Ugh.
Well, you have something to say to me?
No. I need to get through this. Stay strong, Okabe Ritsuo.
That's enough!
A roar echoes above my head. Kirisu!
He's apologizing to you with his head on the ground, and you're forcing him to go lower? What kind of man does that?
Damn it, no! I was trying to get through this. Huh? What's with the feisty chick?
What's that supposed to mean? I just said what anyone else would, so there.
Hey, you better calm down, lady. We're not gonna go easy on you because you're a girl. That'd just be sexist. And that's not how real men roll. Wait, what? You know, she doesn't look half bad. Come on, forget this miserable loser. Come hang with us. We'll show you a good time.
Are you complete idiots? Is this what being a real man is all about? And you call him a loser? You've got to be kidding. He's 100 times the man any of you could ever be.
Kirisu.
Hey, did you hear that? She says this dog is cooler than we are. Fitting for a bitch, I guess.
Shut the hell up! This guy may have Shunimboyu, and sure, everything he says is stupid. He's overconfident and rude, and he pisses me off all the time. But even so, he's the kind of man who can stand up for those in need.
She's standing up for me.
So you stupid motherfuckers have no right
Go
to call
work
him
your
a
cringe
Yeah!
9 to 5.
That's the best time to get rated at.
I'll be gaming.
Hearing a moo say the F word. Hi, Ophi. How was your stream? What'd you raid? Hello, raiders. I am your local fallen angel on the land of Twitch. My name is Classy. And we are playing Steins Gate, My Darling's Embrace today. How was your raid? How was your stream, Ophi? What were you playing? Let me give you a shout out here. So, 1 second. Oh, thank you, Retro. You're just chatting. Nice. How was that? Welcome, everyone.
Hey, stop! Get away from me!
Christina! I shook the hand off my head and stood up. I grabbed Kirisu's left hand and pulled her close.
Hey, shitbag. Did I say you could stand up?
Are you alright?
Yeah. Sorry,
Kirisu's hands were trembling. They were good watching some spoopy videos. I read that as Snoopy, but it's spoopy. And I was fighting some intense brain fog. That was good. Hell yeah, well, I'm happy you had a good time. And tears were in her eyes. She was really scared. Gah!
Okabe!
An impact. I've been hit square in the back.
You think you're better than me?
Gah! The sharp pain in my back made my vision go red. This is bad. At this rate, Kirisu's gonna wind up in trouble too. I wrapped Kirisu in my arms to cover her.
Wait, Okabe! What are you?
Just stay still!
What?
What? You trying to look cool in front of your girl? Pain shoots through me. My back, my sides, my waist, hips, legs.
Okabe!
Kirisu wriggles in my arms. Damn it. If only I could use my right arm. I wish I could let Kirisu run away from all this.
If you could use your right arm, you'd kick my ass? Is that what you're saying? Only the weak say shit like that.
Gah!
I'm sorry, Okabe. If it weren't for number 12, you could have escaped on your own.
Don't worry. This is not... Gah! I was nearly knocked out by the pain racing from my back through my liver.
Okabe!
Yeah.
Stop it! Please stop! Stop!
If only...
If only...
If only we were free of this thing.
Only this wasn't on us.
If I could just save her.
Why won't it come off?
Please come off.
I'm begging you, come off.
Please.
Please let us out.
Let us out! Huh?
Huh?
I heard a tiny beep.
What's that sound?
Number 12.
Out of my way.
The beating stopped. But when I turned around, I saw 4C grabbing a nearby signboard. Are you kidding me? If I get hit with something like that, I'm not getting back up. These DQN assholes not get that? Kirisu, run!
But
Don't worry about me, go! Hurry and stop number 14.
I'm not leaving you behind.
4C held the sign over his head. We're done for.
No!
That sound. It's getting closer. It sounds like a car exhaust. And now honking. A big car is barreling down the alleyway towards us. Everyone's screaming, trying to get away. I can smell burning rubber. A limo breaks up the people surrounding us, leaving tire tracks on the asphalt. And comes to a stop right in front of me. Back door opens.
Get in!
Ferris!
Okabe!
Before I could move, Kirisu took my right hand and pulled me into the back seat.
Go!
The limousine took off with a squeal with the door still open. We heard the ugly snarls of the punks behind us, but they got further and farther away, until we couldn't hear them anymore.
Are you guys okay, Nya? I'm fine, but Okabe's...
Don't worry about me. Just a few bumps and scrapes. It was obviously worse than that, but I didn't have time to cry about it. By the way, why were you there to pick us up? And whose car is this?
It belongs to a friend of mine, Nya. I told him I had a lot of ground to cover in my search, so he lent it to me, Nya.
What kind of friend would lend her a car like this? Actually, maybe I should be asking what kind of person she is to have a friend like that.
And Nyan told me where you'd be.
So, Shining Finger. According to Ferris, Moika was nearby when we got jumped. She was on her way to the lab, receiving my message. When she saw us under attack, she didn't know what to do. She texted Ferris. Ferris, meanwhile, was on her way to the lab in her limo and came to help us out.
Our lab members really work well together.
Of course they do. Now's not the time to be getting sentimental. Ferris, we need to get to the lab.
I know, we're almost there, Nya.
What time is it? I was gonna check my phone until I noticed Kirisu's left hand gently holding my right. On our wrist sat number 12. But the bands were no longer snug. Our imprisonment had ended. The thing that had bound us no longer locked us together. So we didn't have to hold hands anymore. Huh? But still, Kirisu held my hand firmly. And somehow gently. Surely. And I held her hand in mine. Soon after, we arrived at the lab. We exited the limo and entered the Braun Tube workshop to find all the lab members waiting for us.
Oh, Kyron, are you okay?
Yeah, it was nothing really.
I'm really sorry. Mayushi was...
Don't worry, it wasn't your fault. She seemed to calm down once she realized that nothing on me looked too out of place. Mayuri launched into an explanation about how the store we were looking for wasn't in Akihabara, but I cut her off to look for the owner of the workshop. But that giant newspaper-reading man refused to be found. Suzuha, where's Mr. Braun?
Oh, I think he slipped off somewhere while I wasn't paying attention.
No.
Mayuri, what's the time?
Huh? Oh,
She takes out her watch pockety out of her pocket.
10 minutes to 5.
We have 10 minutes till number 14 goes off. I've said it before, but at this point, we literally have no time.
Hey, what the hell are you all doing crowding up the place? You're gonna drive away my customers.
Just then, a booming voice rang out from the entrance to the store. I turned to see a familiar face.
Owner.
Mr. Braun, how dare you abandon your post at a time like this?
Abandon my... All I did was take Nye home. And hey, that's some awful big talk for a guy who ran off while I was talking to him, Okabe. That's right, I was gonna tell you about what I found under the bench in here.
That's it. Where is it right now?
Where? So it really was from your place, huh? That explains why it looks so weird.
Yes, fine, whatever. Just hurry. Hurry and give it to me.
You're so impatient. Is that any way to treat someone who found your thing for you?
I'll pay you whatever you want. Just give it to me. We don't have time.
Alright. Just get your face out of my face. I'll get it.
I was begging him desperately that the tip of my nose was nearly touching his face. Mr. Braun shoved me away and started looking for our gadget amongst the CRTs.
I think it was somewhere around here.
Hurry.
Huh? Could have sworn I...
We're wasting time.
Gotcha. Here you are. This is what you're looking for. Hey!
I snatched number 14 out of Mr. Braun's hands. It's the first time I've seen it. It's a black plastic case slightly bigger than a regular hard disk and has an antenna on it. Daru, is this it?
No question, that's 24 or 14, alright, I can't count.
Sorry, it's okay. Kirisu.
Right. That was too close, Nia.
Talk about last second.
What a relief.
Mm.
So, what's going on? Any of you want to clue me in?
Mr. Braun seemed perplexed by the wave of relief that seemed to pass over everyone in the store. 5 minutes to spare. It was cutting it close. But now that we have it... Now, Daru, if you'd be so kind as to deactivate.
Ah!
What is it, Mayuri?
The watch.
What?
The time.
Huh? Oh, sorry, it's Kirisu.
Huh?
I followed Mayuri's stare to the analog broadcast on the CRT TV. In the upper left screen, I saw 4:59. 59?
I think Pockety was 5 minutes slow.
Before Mayuri had finished speaking, number 14 started groaning to life. The signal showing the time on the CRT cut out. All at once. Every last CRT in the workshop began to display something that could bring about the end of the world. Kirisu! I heard a familiar yet strange voice coming from the TVs. Kirisu, please wait.
Okabe, why?
Listen, Kirisu. I was stupid.
Okabe.
I never realized how I felt until now. No, I always knew. I only pretended that I didn't. But now that you're going back to the States, everything is so clear to me. You're the reason I was born into this world.
Okabe.
So don't go, Kirisu. I won't let you go back to America. I promise. We'll never be apart.
Don't let go, Okabe. I never want us to be alone again.
I won't.
Okabe.
Call me Rintaro.
Rintaro.
Kirisu. We couldn't help but stare at the images on the screen. What is this?
This is...
Oh, Kyron and Christian?
Why is it us?
Wow. How embarrassing.
Wait, how do we end up in such a sacrilege scenario in the first place? Where could this have... Christina, what's with this embarrassing video? How is this supposed to end the world?
Don't ask me. I don't know anything about it.
Don't give me that. This was the data from your hard drive.
If I said I don't know, I don't know.
Number 13.
Burger King foot lettuce. Come again.
Hey, Ocarine. Number 13 was a device that records what's in your head, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Huh? But that would mean... Christina.
You've got it all wrong. This isn't what I had in my head. I've never thought about it before, ever.
Then why are you averting your eyes?
Because... Mayuri-chan, are Okabe-san and Makise-san dating? Huh?
Lukako, how could you say that?
I guess so.
You too? Oh, sorry.
You too, Mayuri? What's wrong with you?
Well, darling, you idiot isn't on your wrist anymore. That means you two must have felt connected to each other, right?
Oh. I left it in the limousine on the way here.
And their hands?
What?
You've been holding hands this whole time.
I hadn't noticed until now, but she was right. Come on, this is just a reflex.
That's right. It's only because we were having an argument. I don't know. Things seemed pretty romantic when you were in the car, yeah?
Explode all normies.
Crazy, just jello those people. I'm trying to tell them all that they're wrong, but I feel as though this is a fight that I'm not gonna win, because...
Oh.
Mr. Braun's voice draws our attention back to the CRTs, and prompts a response. We all just say, oh, 3, 2, 1. Oh. On the CRT screens, Kirisu and I gazed into each other's eyes. And we get closer and closer, and... What?
Don't look!
I moved to cover the screen with but it was a fool's errand in a store filled with them. Besides...
That's not gonna help. This is being shown on every analog TV in Akiba.
Kirisu, I'll never let you go. Never.
Then prove it to me.
I will.
And Taro.
Kirisu. 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
3, 2, 1.
No!
No!
Well, looks like cat's out of the bag now.
Oh my fucking god.
Hey, Okabe gets the girl and doesn't kill me. I
That
approve
was
of this
pretty
one.
wholesome. That was pretty wholesome.
You know, if Mayuri has feelings, she probably just died inside.
What if we get to Mayuri's story and then she just dies at the end anyways?
It seems appropriate. You know, I think everybody died a little bit on the inside with that one.
Mm-hmm. How cute. I agree. It was a cute spinoff.
And the D-mails at the beginning are what triggered the other routes, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, did you want to go in order of recommendation, or did you want to just kind of whatever happens, happens?
I'm not sure yet. Probably recommendation, maybe? I mean, why do we have to follow the recommendation order there? Maybe I'll just do the first email the first time. And then I'll do the second one, because we had like a couple chances to do it, right? And that's what triggers the endings, I think, or the routes, I mean.
Yeah, I think that's what
Was there
was said last time, was that it was during that whole part where he either
I brought
choose
up my
to
phone
send an
multiple
email or
times.
not.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was enough email triggers for all of them. You might have to actually
There,
answer the phone.
I think there
too.
was, because when it first happened, like, I forgot you had to pull out your phone and do it. So then they were talking about changing it, and then they brought it out again, and then they changed it again, then they brought it out again, they changed it again. I think every time they brought it out, that's when you had the chance to change your route. I think that's how it works.
We also ignored like several texts too.
Well, you can't reply to the text. Well, actually, wait, can you? Yeah, you can. Never mind. But let me look this up again. So for my Yuri's ending, you have to respond to certain mails, but everyone else's, it's just that one part. With the branching paths during the email. So I guess we'll follow the order of what it's saying to.
Yes, is one supposed to be like canon?
So Moika's the next one. Very nice guitar solo. A few days have passed since the incident.
This incident occurred the afternoon of August 11th around 5 p.m. Fortunately, the footage only played in Akihabara on analog televisions, so few people seemed to notice. Some thought it may have been part of a Korean drama series. Because of this, it wasn't given much TV or magazine coverage. Nonetheless, there is a perpetrator behind this event. Who are they, and what was their objective? We at this magazine will continue to search for the hidden truth of this incident. The end.
Wow, you really wrote this article, Moinya?
Yeah, gave it my all. It's not just the article, Ferris-chan. Look at the sexy photos at the beginning of the magazine.
Oh, it's Lukanyan! Mayuri-chan, stop! It's embarrassing!
Why? You look so cute.
Hey, focus up! We're having a roundtable meeting. This is no time for chit-chat.
You should look at this too, Kyron. Look at this retail magazine Moika-san's company publishes. They got pictures of Luka-kun in here too.
Please, Mayuri-chan, don't show any more people!
Oh yeah, it also talks about what happened the other day. Look!
That's right, Nya. But you know, if you wanted the article to make an impact, you should have published it with a big picture of what went down, Nya.
I would have felt bad exposing those two to the world. Besides, I didn't have a picture. Huh? The data was on the hard disk, so shouldn't Hashida have the video?
Makishi confiscated it.
Too bad.
Ugh. It's no use. No matter how many times I tell them to lay off, they keep going back to what happened that day. I was hoping the memory would simply fade away. This new article isn't going to help matters. Damn you, Moika. Why would you write this up? It was a stroke of luck that so few people saw me in such a embarrassing state. But it still had an audience, one that included everyone here.
There, no need to blush. It was just a little romance.
I'm not blushing with anger. Besides, there was no romance to blush about. I keep telling you that it was nothing but my assistant's embarrassing fantasy. It was all in her head.
I want to die.
Kirisu sat on the edge of the couch with her head in her hands. Well, that's what happens when you make a big fuss and get everyone involved with your personal matters. I imagine she'll feel that way for a while. I expected something far worse when she predicted that number 14 might spell the end of the world. But instead we got a modern woman's fantasy. A saccharin as dessert buffet.
It is the end of the world.
Your world, maybe.
This only happened because you put number 13 on my head while I was asleep.
You say that, but where did that dream come from?
How should I know? I'm supposed to be responsible for my dreams now.
It's obvious that what we saw on those screens was Kirisu's dream. And while it was true that her embarrassing dreams broadcast caused me some distress, I still don't know why Kirisu would have a dream like that. She insists that she doesn't know either, but I'm not about to pry. But by the same token, we also don't know why number 12 released us. Were our feelings really intertwined? Or did it just run out of power? I won't care to check for a while. If you're such a great scientist, why don't you exercise some control over your dreams?
As if that's possible.
Speaking of which, why are you here? Aren't you going back to America?
I'm too embarrassed to set foot outside.
You're just being self-conscious.
Shut up. Like you even care if I go home.
Oh, sorry, not me.
There they go again.
So they only got along when they were forced to, after all.
A real headache, yeah.
Ever quarreling lovers.
Mayuri-chan, do you think we should stop them?
Aha! Mayushi has an idea.
Oh, what kind of idea?
I swear, you're so stubborn. You've got to come back for everything I say. Can't you just hang your head in shame and accept your culpability here?
Oh, I'm so sorry. But didn't you get the memo? I don't owe you anything.
Is that what you think?
What do you think?
Huh? Was that just... Hey, did you hear just a beep just now?
I think I did.
That sounded oddly familiar. And my wrist feels... Oh no, it feels strange. You can't be serious. We look towards the origin of the beep at the same time. What?
Hey!
There clung future gadget number 12. Also known as Darling You Idiot.
See? When you have these on, you argue a lot less and get along better, right?
Mayuri, you?
Mayuri, you...
3, 2, 1.
Why
on earth
were-
would you do that?
Would you do that? Wait, oh, fuck.
Whatever. I don't know which is...
Fuck it.
We're even more in sync.
Uh-oh, if you get all worked up.
Ah! And just like that, Kirisu and I found ourselves stuck together once more.
What a troll.
Get trolled. All that for nothing. Just get the fucking wristband back on. Cute. New wallpaper. Let's go. Look Look at all these CGs I got. I remember that one. That was a good one.
Oh my god.
Ooh, that's cute. There's our pose. There's our pose for the photo. We'll get
Oh,
that
nice.
done.
Ooh, that'd be cute.
Hell yeah. Nice. Okay, I guess that's a good place to end it. Right on time, actually.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, we'll pick up with the next ending next time. Or the next route, I mean.
I don't think we'll get through a whole route.
Don't think I have to save, right? Obviously not, we're in the menu. Yeah, probably not a whole route, but you know what I mean. Okay. I am going to find somebody to raid. I'm not going to be back for a while, because I'm going on vacation, and actually I have to leave in like 2 or 3 hours for the airport. So I'm gonna try and have a quick nap before that. And yeah. I should be back next Monday. Let's see who's live. So many options, so many options. I'm gonna send you to False Kingdom was playing Dead by Daylight. Send you there.
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight. I'm excited for the new Resident Evil chapter.
Oh, I like the new the newest killer, the Dredge.
Oh,
it's
yeah?
Scary. Yeah, it's scary. I hate it,
It is. I hate.
but
when
I
it goes
also
dark.
like it. Like it's definitely. And then I didn't know that they changed like all the things. I like that. Like the meta perks.
Yeah. Changed a lot of stuff last update. Man, I got a PS5 ad, but I still can't even get a PS5 because they're not in stock anywhere. Just gotta rub it in my
Okay.
face. Oh my god, why does Twitch hates me, bro, every time? After the ad, I pause and start again to, you know, make the lag a bit more better, and then it just replays the ad. It's like, no, you're gonna watch the ad again.
It really wants you to know about the PS5. that
It's
you
the
can't
same
get.
ad. Yes, it's the PlayStation again. Okay, goodbye. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
If it makes you feel better,
They're on
most
sale.
games don't take advantage